All right, so we talked about doing this in class. I wanted you to try to do this at home. Here's the video for this problem. Again, we're looking for where that tangent line is horizontal, so we're going to have an f prime of x equals 0 here, or y prime equals 0. So we need to find y prime. We had done low d high minus high d low over low squared. Let's try the version that is similar to our product rule. So like the product rule, we could have done d high times low. Let me move it down a little bit, I'm in the way. D high times low. So the derivative of the first minus the derivative of the second. All over low squared. So that's the one where it's similar to the product rule. We just changed the order of the first two. Of course, high here is x squared plus 1, and low here is x minus 1. So let's set up what this looks like. This is, of course, f prime of x, or y prime. So y prime looks like the derivative of the high. I'm just going to write it down like that, not take the derivative yet. And then we have low minus high, which is x squared plus 1, times the derivative of the low, which is x minus 1 prime, all over low squared, which is x minus 1 squared. So we got low d high minus high d low, or doing it like the product rule, but with the minus sign instead. Now let's go ahead and take those derivatives. This turns into a 2x, and that one right there turns into a 1. Everything else stays the same. Then we distribute. I've got y prime equals 2x squared minus 2x, and then minus an x squared minus a 1. On the bottom, I'm going to leave it alone. See if anything cancels when we combine like terms. When we combine like terms, we have x squared minus 2x minus 1 over x minus 1 squared. That doesn't factor. But we want to set equal to 0. You have a couple options. Option A is clear the fractions by multiplying through by x minus 1 squared on both sides. We already know x cannot equal 1 because it couldn't equal 1 in y. So we're not multiplying through by 0. You never want to multiply through by 0. But here we're safe. The other option is, check this out. Instead of writing 0, I could write this as 0 over x minus 1 squared. And so option B is recognizing that for that fraction to equal 0, the numerator has to equal 0. In both formats, when you've multiplied through by it, you're going to get x squared minus 2x minus 1 equals 0. All right, we got a little bit more work to do. We don't have our values yet, so let's bring this down. We're trying to solve x squared minus 2x minus 1 equals 0. It doesn't factor, so remember this is in the form ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. And we can do the quadratic formula. Negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac, all divided by 2a. Looks like here A equals 1, B equals -2, C equals -1. So when we go through it, negative B would be -2, plus or minus B squared is -2 squared. Then we've got -4 times A, which is 1, times C, which is -1, all over 2A, which is 2 times 1. So what do we got now? This is 2 plus or minus the square root of 4 plus 4 all over 2. Square root of 4 plus 4 is square root of 2 times 4. And we can write this as square root of 4 times the square root of 2, which is 2 root 2. So this turns into 2 plus or minus 2 square root of 2 over 2. Remember, this is two fractions. We've got 2 over 2 plus or minus 2 root 2 over 2. And I think it's a little easier to see how that simplifies. When we simplify, we get x equals 1 plus or minus the square root of 2. As a reminder, that's two answers. X equals 1 plus root 2, or x equals 1 minus root 2. Those are the x values where y equals x squared plus 1 over x minus 1 has horizontal tangent lines. And that's it for that problem. I will see you guys on Thursday.